Hey, Lou, there's something I need to talk to you about.
Oh, hey, Jimmy. Nice timing. There was something I was hoping I could talk to you about, too. Listen, the thing is...
No, my thing is way more important than yours. Let me go first.
Oh, sure, I guess I don't mind. What is it?
My girlfriend is pregnant, and I want a divorce.
Huh? What the hell? What are you talking about? Where did this come from all of a sudden? Your girlfriend is pregnant?
Yeah, you're right. I guess I owe you a proper explanation, right from the start. I met a girl when I came to Seattle on my work transfer. One thing led to another. She became my girlfriend, and now, well, it's just like I said. She's pregnant. She has my baby inside her, Lou.
What the hell? How could you do this to me, Jimmy? I thought you loved me.
Sure, I mean, look, I do like you and all, but it's hardly like me and you have any kids of our own, right? I'm hardly getting any younger, either. Plus, my girlfriend's going to need me around to be the dad my kid deserves. Look, I know it sucks, babe, but sometimes in life you have to make difficult decisions, and this is just one of them. That's why I want a divorce.
Jimmy, do you have any idea how serious this is?
How serious? In what way?
I am your wife, and you betrayed me by cheating on me with some cheap floozy while you were away on Seattle on a work transfer. How did things come to this, Jimmy? I'm struggling even to wrap my head around it. It feels like such a punch in the gut. Do you have any idea how much it hurts to hear the man you thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with tell you something so awful?
I'm sorry, babe, but we're past the stage of having this kind of discussion. It's a done deal, so fighting it is pointless. Just accept it and let's move on, right? My girlfriend. Her name's Lisa. Anyway, Lisa's already getting pretty big. Her belly's like a hot air balloon. Me and you need to get a divorce as soon as possible so I can marry Lisa. I want to make sure that I'm there for my little one in every way I can be. And that includes putting a ring on my girlfriend's finger. That's why I want a divorce.
How many months pregnant is she?
6 months.
I see. So the fact that you kept quiet about this pregnancy the whole time means you intentionally waited as long as you could before demanding a divorce by using the baby as a shield right as it was about to be born.
I don't care what you think of me. If painting me as a scheming mastermind helps you sleep at night, then go ahead. There's nothing I won't do to protect Lisa and my baby. If being thought of as the bad guy is what it takes to do that, then, hey, so be it. The bottom line here is that we're getting a divorce. And that's final. Look, are you going to meet me halfway on this or not? Ideally, it needs to be sooner rather than later. I already sent you a set of divorce papers with my signature on them. They should be arriving any day now. All you got to do is sign them and hand them in at the county clerk's office and we're done.
No.
Huh?
We're not getting a divorce.
What?
No way. We are not getting a divorce.
Why the heck not? Do you have any idea how much of a difficult spot I'll be in if we don't divorce? My baby. If you refuse to agree to a divorce, I'll have no choice but to hire a lawyer. I swear I'll do it, Lou.
No way, don't you know? If this goes to divorce court, you're going to be the one held responsible for cheating on me. If you're held responsible for cheating on me, well, let's just say it won't be pretty. Is this really what you want?
What?
Basically, if I, the one who got cheated on, say I don't want a divorce, you have one of two options. Take it to divorce court and end up owing me more compensation than you could make in 2 lifetimes, or respect my wishes.
Holy crap, are you blackmailing me? What the heck is this? Compensation? I had no idea about any of this stuff.
Shall I repeat myself? Okay, no way. We are not getting a divorce.
What the? Quit screwing around, woman. Why are you saying it like that? It's almost like you're enjoying yourself.
You're screwing me around, so I'm screwing you around in return. It makes perfect sense from where I'm standing. You seem to enjoy telling me how it's going to be, so allow me to do the same to you. We are not getting a divorce, and that's final.
God, Lou, why are you doing this?
Oh, that reminds me. You better not think of forging my signature and handing in the divorce papers behind my back. I promise you it would be the biggest mistake of your life. Fraud is a crime. And do you know what happens to criminals? If you want your ass thrown in jail, go ahead.
What the hell? There's a law against that?
Most people just get fines, but in particularly egregious cases, jail time. What would constitute an egregious case, you ask? Oh, I don't know. How about blatantly ignoring the warning not to forge my signature I just sent you? Go ahead, Jimmy. Try your luck if you're feeling brave.
Jail time? What in the heck in Jesus balls is going on here? What's the deal with you?
I'll be keeping hold of the divorce papers you sent me just in case. I suggest you think very carefully about how you proceed next. Do I make myself clear?
Oh my God, what the heck is happening?
Anyway, we're done here. For today. Goodbye.
Look, please don't do this to us. My girlfriend is heavily pregnant. Why'd you want to stay married to me? I cheated on you. Damn it. Look, surely you should be desperate to get as far away from me as you possibly can.
Hey, Mom, do you mind if I come live with you and Dad starting from today? I'll probably be staying with you for a little while. Lou, what's going on? Jimmy cheated on me. He did what? Oh my God. I never had him down as the type. He cheated on me with some bimbo he met on his work transfer to Seattle. Not only that, but they're officially dating. She's pregnant. He's demanding a divorce. Wow, what am I even reading? I can't believe he'd do something so awful. And the timing couldn't be any worse. Have you told him about that thing yet? I was just about to when he dropped the whole affair bombshell on me. As you can imagine, we got sidetracked after that. I immediately told him I wouldn't agree to the divorce. But to be honest, Mom, I don't have any idea what to do. My head's all over the place, and I'm finding it difficult to think straight. He really did a number on me with this one. Do you have any advice? I understand, dear. It's normal to feel this way. You're in shock, and this is a very difficult decision to make. But if you ask me, I think there's a possibility not divorcing right away could work to your advantage. You did the right thing, and I am proud of you. Mom, it's okay, dear. We don't need to talk about this now. First, all you need to do is come home. This is no time for you to be on your own. Listen, come and be with me and your father. I'll make you a nice and delicious pot of rabbit stew, and we can all watch soap operas together. Me and your father are about to come and pick you up from the house. Get your things together, okay? Okay. Listen, Mom, thanks.
Lou, are you there? This is beyond a joke now. Would you quit it already? We need to get a divorce ASAP. My kid's going to be born illegitimate if you don't quit screwing me around. Can you imagine that, being brought into the world out of wedlock? Is that what you want for my baby? Wouldn't you feel bad?
Don't you feel bad about cheating on me? You have a very warped moral compass, Jimmy.
That's different. Quit trying to change the subject. You can say what you want about me, but my unborn kid did nothing wrong.
Huh? Are you really coming at me with this crap? How can you claim to care about what's best for your unborn baby when you're using it as a tool to manipulate me into agreeing to the divorce after you've been cheating on me for the last God knows how long? You filthy, despicable hypocrite. You're right, I do feel bad for the baby. How could I not when you're its dad?
Well, that's,
Whatever, none of this accomplishes anything, and it's not like it's gonna undo what you did to me, so I'm gonna leave it there. I'll only end up getting pissed off again if we carry on.
But Lou, the divorce.
No.
Oh my God, you're really going to go through with this? You're serious, aren't you? My kid's going to be born in less than 2 months.
Lou, you'll never believe what I just found out. It turns out that one of my classmates from high school is a lawyer specializing in divorce now. Apparently she's happy for you to have a free consultation. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in? Wow, really? She has connections at a prestigious private investigators firm in the city, too. Would you like her to put in a word with them? You're right. There's no use putting this off any longer. It's now or never. If you think she's reliable, then go ahead. Let's do this.
My son was born. I mean, I'm happy he was born and all, and he's healthy and stuff, but seriously, it was kind of emotional. But thanks to you, my kid's illegitimate, you selfish idiot. I'll never forgive you for this. I swear I'll divorce you if it's the last thing I do. Never forget it, bitch. I'm coming for you. Hey. Hey, Lou, What the hell is this package that turned up at my house that I had to sign for? I mean, the compensation part I understand, but child support? Why in the heck would I have to pay you child support? We don't have any kids.
Yes, we do.
What? Huh?
She was born 2 weeks ago.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
You appear to have completely forgotten, but back when we had it out over message when you announced the affair, your girlfriend's pregnancy and the divorce, I also had something important to tell you. But after you insisted on going first and things got derailed by the bombshell you dropped on me, I never got the chance. I never got the chance to tell you I was pregnant.
Oh my god. What? Are you being serious right now? You're about to tell me you were pregnant, that's what you wanted to talk to me about? We haven't had sex ever since I moved to Seattle for work.
You stayed at the house with me for 3 days once when you came back for that super important meeting at HQ here in New York, Jimmy. You came home drunk the first night after going out bar hopping with your coworkers.
Wait, what? We did it then?
Yes, we did it then. If you don't believe me, you're free to get a DNA test. I haven't done anything wrong and I have nothing to hide, so go ahead. If you can afford to pay what you owe me, I'll gladly divorce you.
Whoa, you will? Like, really? Ha ha, woohoo!
The only reason I dragged the divorce out so long was to iron everything out with my lawyer. This way I can make sure you'll pay our baby every last cent of the child support and fulfill your responsibilities as a father, as much as possible given the circumstances, that is. Obviously, you're too much of a low-life scumbag to actually be a dad to our girl, but that doesn't mean I won't make damn sure I get my money. I knew that if I divorced you too soon, you'd probably pull a vanishing act and I'd never see you again.
Wow, you really don't trust me one bit, huh?
Why would I? You cheated on me, idiot. I'd have to be a serious moron to believe anything you say now.
Well, about that DNA test, would you mind applying for it? I need certainty.
Got it. Just to be sure neither of us try pulling any funny business, let's both provide our samples then and there. I hate to have to ask you this, but could you come back to the house one last time? I want you to get rid of the rest of your stuff as soon as possible.
God damn it. It's really my kid, huh?
Yes, of course it is. I'll take the compensation and child support in one lump sum, thanks.
God frickin' damn it. Are you for real? I have to raise my kid with Lisa too, you know.
I find it hard to believe you doubt my sincerity after all this time, so how about you stop trying to worm your way out of the mess you made and pay up? I'll submit the divorce papers once I have the whole amount on the bill. Of course, that includes the compensation your new girlfriend owes me.
God damn it.
Lou, I hear you got the compensation and child support? Oh, hey, Mom. Yeah, it's true. I just got done submitting the divorce papers earlier today, so looks like things are finally set to calm down. Oh, I'm glad to hear it, sweetie. Thanks for all your help, Mom. I couldn't have done it without you. So, this is where my life as a single mother begins, huh? Well, I'm ready. No matter what challenges life throws at me, no matter what struggles I have to overcome, I'm ready. There's nothing I won't do for my baby girl. Well, that's the spirit, Lou. But you don't have to do it all on your own, you know. Your dad and I will always be here whenever you need anything. Oh, don't worry, I'll definitely be taking you up on that one. That reminds me, will Jimmy finally be marrying this Lisa girl now? Well, I guess he will, won't he? Seems like he has no idea who she really is yet, so I don't see why he wouldn't. I take it you don't intend on telling him then? It's not like I had her thoroughly investigated. I just found out what I found out incidentally through the investigation on Jimmy. I don't know all the details, and besides, it's not my place to go sticking my nose in. I'm just gonna let that train wreck unfold on its own. You're right, dear. I think it's for the best you don't get involved. He has nothing to do with you anymore, and he isn't your problem.
Lou, will you marry me again?
Excuse me? Are you on drugs, or am I hallucinating?
It wasn't my kid.
Huh?
My kid with Lisa. It's not mine.
Wow. Did you have a DNA test done or something?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I've had my suspicions since the birth. I never told you this, but the baby came out half black. Lisa told me he was just tanned, and I believed her at first, but the more time went by, the less he came to resemble me, and eventually I couldn't handle it anymore. One day, it dawned on me he was the spitting image of my buddy Tyrone from high school.
Oh, Tyrone? The aspiring rapper from basketball club you always used to tell me about? Oh, now that you mention it, didn't he work at the same company branch as you guys in Seattle?
I don't know, it's his for certain, because he still didn't do a DNA test, but they just look similar. But one thing's for sure, the kid ain't mine. The moment I found out, I knew divorce was my only option. I mean, I have hard scientific proof to back up what I suspected all along now. That's why I want you to marry me again. You're the mother of my real kid, so let's raise her together. Let's give things another shot, baby.
Are you for real? That would be an awfully convenient solution for you, wouldn't it, Jimmy?
Lou, I'm serious.
How exactly is the guy who got disowned by his parents for cheating on his wife and lost his job in a corporate restructure going to provide for a family? With your food stamps? You're only coming at me with this crap now because your life just got turned upside down and you're desperately in need of a place to stay. I can read you like a book.
How the hell do you know about the restructure?
I got word from one of our mutual friends that you were going around everyone we knew asking for my address. She told me to be careful. And that's when she told me about the restructure. So how about you stop bullshitting me and do something more productive with your time? Lord knows you're in for a world of trouble if you don't arrange a place to stay soon.
But Lou, our baby girl needs her dad.
She's better off without a dad than having a low-life piece of trash like you in her life. If you dare show up at the house, I'll have the cops down here in a heartbeat. Do you hear me? Stay away. Never contact me again. I never want to hear from you for as long as I live.
Oh my God. No!
A few days later, Jimmy showed up in my inbox again, demanding visitation rights to Isabella. Unfortunately for him, I had all the chat logs from back when he thought he was going to spend the rest of his life with Lisa, which contained a certain message saying he never had any intention of meeting Isabella and wanted nothing to do with her. When I sent him the screenshot, he suddenly stopped responding. By the way, apparently Lisa went crazy and started stalking Tyrone when he refused to take responsibility for his son. Things on their end show no sign of calming down for a while yet. Luckily, the rest of Jimmy's family are actually decent human beings. His parents are both super sweet, and we always got along well. They had my back throughout the whole divorce process, and I am super grateful to them. Isabella loves going to stay with them on weekends, and they love spending time with their only granddaughter. Later on, apparently Jimmy found out about our arrangement through a friend. Not wanting to risk their wayward son showing up and creating drama, they decided to move house to a small town an hour away from my place. A few days after they left, we received reports from a neighbor that a dejected Jimmy showed up outside their now vacant house with all of his belongings, screaming, "I have nowhere to live, damn it!" so loud that he could be heard from 5 blocks away. Thanks for watching, folks. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to prove what a boss you are by liking and subscribing. Did Jimmy get his just desserts? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We can't wait to see you again next time. Peace! Chase, I'm sorry for asking this while we're in the middle of this family vacation, but this morning, can I go somewhere else for the day?
What? Where are you looking to go, Heidi? Aren't you already out taking a walk by yourself?
Yes, I am. I just walked all the way down to the train station out here, and here I ran into one of my old friends by coincidence.
Oh, I suppose things like that do sometimes happen.
They're staying at a resort nearby to here as well. And they just asked me to go on a day trip with them today to some of the local hot springs that are around this area. So if you're all right with it, I'd like to go with my friend today so that we can catch up with one another while enjoying this part of the country. It's been 10 years now since we've last met, so it would be nice to talk more.
I see. I'm sure you guys won't be seeing one another again for some time after this, so please go with them.
Awesome. Then I'm going to head out with them now. I'm sorry for asking about this out of nowhere, so please take good care of Kiki for today.
Sure thing. Have a fun time with your friend. Heidi? I already told you this morning, but after I get out of work today, I'm gonna head over to my sister's house to drop off the gifts we got for them during our little trip, so I'm not gonna be home until later tonight. I'll be staying over there with them until after we've had dinner, and then I'll start heading home. Hey, can't you at least respond to me with something today? How long are you gonna keep ignoring all of my texts? It's been a week now, Heidi. Ever since we got back from our family vacation, you've been completely ignoring me. I can see that you're still giving Kiki some attention, but when it comes to me, you act like I'm not even around you. I was asked by Kiki this morning while taking her to preschool what happened to you, and If you continue to act this way around me, as Kiki's parents, she's going to grow more and more worried about us, and that's not a good thing for a young child to have to experience. If there's something I've done wrong that's gonna upset you, you need to tell me. If you don't, I'm never going to understand what I've done wrong or what's happened to you. So would you please give me an idea about what's going on here? Why have you been ignoring me for a whole week now? I can see that you're leaving all my texts on read right now, which means you know how I feel about you ignoring me.
Chase, thank you so much for bringing over those gifts for us from your recent family vacation. You really know just what to get everyone. This thing that you got me, this figure, it goes really well with all the rest of my decorations in our lounge room. And of course, we have all been enjoying these jerkies that you got for us.
I'm so happy to hear that you're all happy about the gifts we brought home.
By the way, Chase, when you came over here just a little bit ago, you didn't seem to be doing all that great. Did something happen to you after coming back from that trip?
Oh, so you could tell that something was up then?
I sure could. You looked so down about something, which made it seem almost like you hadn't just taken a vacation with your family at all. I thought you would have been a little more refreshed and happy about that little trip.
I see. You are my sister after all, so there was no hiding my feelings from you.
You need to tell me what's going on right now. I'd like to help you get over whatever troubles you're having.
Thank you, Serena. Now, to tell you the truth about what happened, ever since we all got back from that family vacation, Heidi has been acting very weird.
Can you give me a little more information there?
Well, she's been ignoring me completely for the past week.
She has been? Do you know why she is?
If I knew the reason why, then I probably wouldn't be as upset about things as I am. But anyway, the thing I'm most worried about right now is Kiki and the effects Heidi ignoring me might have on her. Also, this past week, Heidi hasn't really been helping out with any of the chores inside the house. She's still taking care of Kiki when she has the chance to, but besides that, she's not really doing anything. Heidi has really been ignoring me and anything that has to do with me all week long besides Kiki.
Kiki is 5 years old now, right? When kids get to that age, they tend to become really aware of their parents' actions and start to take after them.
If I've done something wrong, I'd really like to know about it so that I can apologize. But I have no clue what I've done, if I've done anything at all. So if Heidi is waiting on me to apologize to her for something, it's never going to happen.
Well, that's a very good point. So there isn't anything you can remember from the trip or right after coming home from that trip that might have upset her? I think if she started to ignore you right after that trip, then that means something had to have happened during or right after all of that.
Huh.
For example, was there a time where Heidi was just trying to find alone time and just kind of walked away from you and Kiki for a bit?
What?
Did something like that happen? Her going off by herself for a bit without the rest of you?
That did happen, yes, but she made sure to tell me she was going off by herself first. However, she wasn't alone then because she told me that she ran into one of her old friends who she hadn't seen for 10 years and wanted to know if it was okay to spend the day with them. So I said okay to that.
An old friend of hers. Were they a man or a woman?
What?
She didn't spend the whole day with a man, right?
Actually, I never asked her who they were, and she never said him or her when speaking about them with me. I guess I just assumed they were a woman at the time, but... There's no way, right?
Well, I was just asking if they were a man or a woman, so we're not sure yet who they really were. I'd really like to know now, though, after what you've told me.
But dang it, a man.
What? Do you remember something about her being with a man that day?
No, I'm not sure if this has anything to do with that friend she was hanging out with that day.
Tell me what you're thinking.
This is something that happened before her and I even started to date, but back then she had been really good friends with this other guy from her class, and they were always hanging out with one another. At one point, that man approached her about starting a relationship, but it never got anywhere because soon after that, he had to move away due to his parents' jobs. That happened around 10 years ago. So I was just thinking that perhaps he was the friend that she ran into? But that might not be the case at all. That just popped into my head as you were talking about what might have happened.
Oh? Both you and Heidi went to the same middle and high school together, right? So I can totally understand why you know so much about the other friends she had been with then and about how she had that small relationship with the other guy before dating you.
Well, back then, her and I weren't really that close to one another, and we only started to really talk to one another after graduating from high school. We met at a small reunion, and that's where things really kicked off. She was sitting next to me during dinner at the reunion, and her phone was dying, but she had forgot her portable charger. So she asked to borrow mine, and that's when we got to talking.
Did she choose to sit next to you then, or was the seating assigned by reservation?
We were at a buffet, so we chose to sit wherever we wanted. Originally, I think one of her friends was sitting at the same table as me, and that's why she came over and joined us to eat.
Oh, I see. What about those friends of yours? Where are they now?
I have no idea now. I don't think Heidi was that close to them either, so the only times we've ever really seen them was at one or two other class reunions.
Well, we can leave that all for now. First, we just need to find out what the reason is for Heidi ignoring you. If you'd like, you can leave Heidi with me, and I can try to find out what's been going on with her ever since you all got back from vacation.
Wait, is that really okay with you?
I'm not the most free person in the world right now, but I think I can take some time to look into her for you.
But...
I understand that you don't want to do this to your own wife because you don't want to think she's done anything wrong. But remember that the longer you and Heidi are at odds, the worse the outcome could be for Kiki in the future.
Well, that's true.
Then please let me help you here.
All right. Thank you so much for helping me, Serena.
Heidi, hello. What? Hi, Serena. Good evening, actually. It's been a long time since you and I last talked. Now that you mention it, it has been close to 2 years now since the last time we chatted. That's right. You ended up getting remarried and then you moved out of town, and since then we've never really had a chance to meet. Anyway, what did you want to talk about? Right, this isn't anything important though. I just saw you going into a hotel today with another man around lunchtime or so. What? Could that have been your boyfriend or something? Oh, I haven't spoken to my little brother about anything yet, so don't be too worried. What? I see. Serena. I see. Now that I think about it, I guess things are all right. What are you going on about right now? Actually, well, on that family vacation recently, I ran into a man I'm destined for. The man you're destined for? The man who I had always had a crush on back in school. He and I ran into one another while I was on vacation with your brother and Kiki. Back in the day, he and I were very close to one another. But just before we could get anywhere, he had to leave town due to his dad's job or something like that. In the end, I was never able to see him again, and things turned out the way they had been for the last 10 years. So you ran into him again? That's right. And all of this happened because I decided to go on a walk by myself that morning. I just had this feeling like I needed to go somewhere by myself, and meeting with my old crush again was what that feeling was all about. He was out there as well because his family had been staying at a resort there, and so when we ran into one another, we started walking around together and catching up. Isn't that just amazing to you? This really shows that he and I are meant for one another, destined for one another. And while he and I were catching up, he confessed to me that ever since he had to leave with his parents and move away, he had never stopped thinking about me. When those words of love came out of his mouth, I fell right into his arms, and we got a hotel nearby where we spent time together for 4 hours. In that room, we let 10 years of love we had for one another out, and that's where we realized we could not be separated from one another again. Then, after making love to one another, we talked more and more, and I found out that he is now living close to my house, and this is about a 20-minute drive away. So ever since we got back from our vacations, we have been seeing one another a lot. We are both the happiest couple ever. Is that right? Now you can probably see how things have become a bit tough for me recently. My love for my soulmate is never going to die out, and because of that, I need to be with him no matter what anyone else tells me. I want to have a talk with Chase about it, but I haven't really been able to get myself to approach him, so I'm a bit stressed out. Is that right? But why are you able to talk to me about all of that? You were able to find yourself the man of your dreams, right? So you should be able to understand how I feel now after finding the man I've been destined for. The man you're destined for? The reason you had to get a divorce from your ex-husband was due to cheating, right? Yes, that's right. Then when you found your true love, the man you're destined for, you chose to get married to him. But that happened after I found out that my ex had been cheating on me, and I was able to milk him dry of all his money through settlements and child support. What? My current husband, the man you're saying I was destined for? He and I met at the bar that I've been working at for years now after I got divorced. Huh? So you didn't get divorced because you were the one who cheated? Why did you think I was the one who cheated? I heard before that you had always been coming home very late when you were still married to your ex. And you would always try to hide what you'd been doing from everyone, like when you'd go out to eat and such. Oh, so you just assumed I was cheating on him because of that? Just because I was coming home late from work and not talking a whole lot about what I was doing, you thought I was the one who had been cheating? That's a little narrow-minded of you, Heidi. Please do not compare me to other unfaithful people just because I had a different schedule compared to most people. Then why were you always out of the house so late at night? I heard that you were even coming home so late that it was around 5 in the morning before you got home. The kind of work I was doing was a bit different from the normal 9 to 5 most people get to enjoy, which is why my schedule was always very erratic and I was coming home so late in the night. You weren't working a normal 9 to 5 job? Correct. I was working as a detective for the police. You worked as a detective? But I left that job when I became pregnant and then had my daughter. But during the time I had been pregnant, my husband was cheating on me, and that's what led to our divorce. And I'll have you know, I was the one who found out that he had been cheating on me and collected all the evidence to take him to court with. What? Not only was I pregnant at the time, but I was an ex-detective, yet my ex still had the balls to try and cheat on me. He deserved what he got in the end. Then that would mean no way. Just like you're thinking, I've gone and gathered all the evidence I needed of you cheating on my brother. You're joking. And the reason for me texting you today like this? I wanted to talk to you about what's going to happen next now that I have concrete evidence of you cheating. And since you've been completely ignoring Chase this whole time, I was the only person he could rely on to get this show on the road. First, I was just going to try and read you a little bit before telling you about how I know you've been cheating, but instead, you actually assumed that I was the one who had cheated on my ex, and that's what made you think you could just open up to me about cheating on my brother, and then say everything was okay because I should have been able to understand your reasoning for why you did it. Well, thanks to that, I now have you confessing to everything you've done. I really appreciate your carelessness today, Heidi. What the hell?
Heidi? This time you have to be ready to talk with me, right? It has been a month now of you never talking to me and leaving all the chores untouched in the house. Luckily, I had my sister's help through all of this, and with her guidance, I was able to deal with you, always ignoring me and leaving me in charge of everything at home. But now Kiki is crying because she can no longer take having her parents acting this way. We are leaving forever. Goodbye.
What? What do you mean you're leaving forever? Goodbye? Are you taking Kiki too?
This place was being rented by me, so in the near future I will be ending the agreement I made, and you will have to leave this house as well. So I'd get started on packing up your things so that you aren't hit with a fine by the landlord.
Hold on a second. I will confess to having been cheating on you, and I will allow us to get a divorce, but you can't take Kiki away from me. I was planning on getting full custody of her in the divorce and then having you pay child support to me for her next 13 years. Listen to me, Chase. At least give me some kind of a response. Who the hell do you think you are ignoring me?
Right after that, I started to work on the divorce between Heidi and I, and that began with me getting in touch with a lawyer. The man who Heidi had been cheating on me with was also married, which meant that we had to contact his wife about what had been happening as well. And that led to them having a very rough divorce. At least for myself, I was able to get full custody of Kiki, child support from Heidi for the next 13 years, more than half of the properties her and I shared, and a large settlement. Overall, this divorce was a major success for me, and eventually it became a success for that other man's wife as well. When the divorce did happen and Heidi was asked to pay up, she cried that she had never worked a job in her life before, since she was always a housewife to me. And so in order to help her out one last time, my older sister offered her a job working for her husband's company, which is a mining company. It turns out that the man Heidi had been cheating on me with was already working at that company, and so the both of them would now be forced to work together in some of the deepest parts of that mine. They were both picked up by a really old and battered bus that operated with the mine and taken away to the middle of nowhere to start their long journeys of being corrected by very tough and grueling physical labor. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Man, I am so nervous. I never thought that I'd be shaking this badly.
Come on now, Gwen. Why are you getting all nervous about this again?
Zane, you have to understand why I'm like this, right? This weekend I'm finally going with you to see your parents when we talk to them about getting married. And that's not even the thing that's got me this nervous. It's the fact that you are 26 years old right now and you are going to be getting married to me, who is 10 years older than you. That's going to be a massive hurdle we're going to have to talk about with your family. And what's really put the cherry on top of this anxiety cake is the fact that your sister is going to be showing up to see me last minute.
I guess that would all be stuff to get nervous about. Especially my sister wanting to show up to see you now. I wonder what she has planned for you this time.
All I can think about is that first time I ran into her on accident out in public and she screamed that I was the cougar trying to get with her older brother. And then she chucked her latte at me before running away in the other direction.
And like I've said 1,000 times before, I'm really, really sorry about that.
Well, I'm over all of that now.
You always have been really good at forgetting things over time.
I never said I forgot about what she did to me, Zane. Just, I don't feel as upset about it like I used to.
I know. And after that happened to you, I went and had a talk with my sister about how I was the one who confessed my feelings to you and had to win you over as my girlfriend.
But it's not like that changed her way of thinking about me, right?
Then what do you want to do about her? You gonna rethink marrying me now or something?
What? I would never rethink marrying the man I've come to love so much.
Thank God. I've told you this before, but when it comes to my parents, my mom is a whopping 11 years older than my dad. Which means that to them, you being 10 years older than me should be just fine, and they won't be questioning a thing about our love. That doesn't mean that my sister is ever going to accept things and will most likely always want to be a little jerk when she's around you. So just know that after we've gotten married, you don't ever have to be around my little sister again.
And I most likely never will want to be around her again, but is that really okay?
To be honest with you, I'm getting tired of having to hear about her crap too. It also sounds like she has a boyfriend of her own now that she's thinking about getting married someday. So if they end up getting married in the next couple of years, she should be moving out of my parents' place and hopefully really far away from us.
I see. Well, even if she does move away and I never really have to deal with her, we'll still all be family, so eventually I'll have to see her again. So I hope this time, when I come over to talk with your parents some, her and I can come to an understanding.
I'm sorry that you have to be so worried about her. But thank you for trying your best with her.
I'm sorry. Do you mind if we end this conversation here? I have to go and see my little brother now.
Now that I think about it, today is the day. He's moving out of his dormitory and into an apartment closer to us, right?
That's right. I heard from him that he's planning on having his girlfriend move in with him soon as well.
Oh, well, that's wonderful to hear. Is there anything you need my help with? Carrying heavy boxes or anything?
Thank you for asking, but I think we'll be okay. He already asked for a moving company to help with his things, so they'll be loading all of his things up for him, bringing them up to his apartment, and then unloading all of them for him. The only reason I'm really going out to see him is because my mom asked me to go and make sure everything goes smoothly for him.
Oh, is that right?
Well, I'm going to start driving out to see him.
All right. Be careful. And tell your brother I say hi.
Zane, I'm on the bus right now, heading over.
Thanks for letting me know. You should be getting to the bus stop near my parents' place in another 30 minutes or so, correct? I'll head over there and come get you when it gets closer to 10:45.
All right. Thank you, Zane. Oh, that's right. I wanted to tell you I'm with my brother right now.
Wait, your little brother is coming?
He told me that today he'd be leaving from the airport that's close to your parents' house for a small business trip, so he wanted to ride along with me. Also, he did just move closer to us this week, so he'd like to see you again before he has to leave. He promises to make things quick and not interrupt our plans, so if it's all right with you, maybe the both of you can chat for a couple of minutes before we head back to your parents' house?
Sounds good. I guess it's been a long time since I last talked with him, and since this will be my first time seeing him in person, I should get out of my car and introduce myself again.
Thank you, Zane. And by the way, right now, my heart is racing so much.
You'll be all right today, Gwen, so please, calm down just a little.
That serves you right. I will not let an old hag who is 10 years older than my brother have him. As long as I am still breathing and around my brother, I will not allow you and him to get married. But it's not like you're going to want to marry him anymore after what I've just gone and done to you, right? By the way, what the heck do you think you're doing calling the ambulance after taking one light punch like that to the head? Are you trying to be overdramatic now? Anyway, that was the last time you will ever be allowed near my family. Now get as far away from my family and I as you can. And don't you ever even think about coming back here. Are you Zane's little sister then? Demi, was it? Well, look who's finally started to respond to me. My head is pounding and I am very dizzy right now, but there is one thing I want to say to you. Oh, what's that? Tomorrow, you are going to regret everything. So that's the kind of thing losers like you have to say? I was just defending my brother from some old cougar that was trying to force him into marrying her. So there's no way I'm going to start regretting what I've done to save my family tomorrow.
Yo, Demi. I was only away from the room for a couple of minutes. And actually, how do you even have Gwen's phone number?
In order to finish her off today, I took a look at your phone in order to get her contact information from it.
Why the hell would you do that?
Because had I not gone and taken care of her today, you would have been taken away from me by that old cougar, and that would have been the end of you. The only woman that I will allow to be my older brother's wife are women who are both younger than you and cute. Anyone else, and I will not let myself sit quietly by as you sell your good looks and great furniture for such a cheap price.
Who the hell said you were in charge of who I get to marry?
Me, because they will become my sister-in-law. I want you to marry someone that I can call my sister and not be embarrassed by when we're seen walking together in public.
That's your reasoning?
Also, all I did was give her one good punch to her head. So why the heck did you all have to call an ambulance for her and make a huge deal out of this?
Huh? Did you now even notice what happened to her after that?
What happened?
After you punched her in the head, she fell backwards and smacked the back of her head on the corner of that shelf.
What?
Did you not see the amount of freaking blood that was gushing out of the back of her head?
There was blood?
She's had to get 7 stitches in the back of her damn head now after what you did.
What? You're kidding, right?
And that's not even the worst of it, because she's also suffered a fractured skull now and will undergo further testing to make sure there's no major trauma to her brain. Also, where you punched her on the chin, it caused her to slam her teeth together, breaking 2 of them and splitting open the inside of her mouth.
Zane, I didn't mean to do all of that to her.
I will not let you get away with that crap this time.
I didn't think things would get out of hand that quickly.
And there's one other thing I have to tell you now.
What?
No. That's not something I should be having to tell you right now. In a little bit, you're going to be getting a call or text from your boyfriend, and that's when you'll hear what else has to be said. I hope you're ready for when that comes.
What? My boyfriend? Why would my boyfriend have anything to do with this? Hey, Gwen, why are you... What the hell is going on here? Do you hold some kind of a grudge against me now or something? What is it? My freaking boyfriend, he's your younger brother? This is the first time I've ever heard anything about this. You went and deceived me, didn't you? You are a freaking jerk. Why would that be something you'd think? You are wanting to marry my brother so badly that you've gone and forced your own little brother to have a relationship with me. Would you stop having those extremely stupid delusions about me? But Zane and I only just found out about my little brother being your boyfriend yesterday. Huh? Just yesterday? Just before I had come over to your parents' house yesterday to talk with them about us getting married, my brother said that he wanted to meet with your brother in person, and so he rode the same bus as me and talked with your brother before we parted ways. It was then that Zane said to me that my brother was the same man you'd always been showing your brother pictures of and bragging about. That was the moment all 3 of us learned that my brother's girlfriend is you. No way. I'm in the same boat as you right now, thinking something like that cannot be. But this is a small world after all, and things like this can happen. This is not the time for you to be saying something so easygoing. He left me. That's what I assumed would happen. He just told me he got off the phone with you a second ago, saying that he was breaking up with you. My brother just arrived at the hospital a little bit ago, just before he was going to be leaving on his plane for work. And he's been by my side ever since, making sure I'm doing okay. He and Zane have both been here with me, and they've both been talking about everything that ended up happening yesterday. Seriously? I'm sure you don't need to be hearing this from me, but after what you did, I'd find it surprising if he hadn't broken up with you. You can understand why, right, Demi? But I didn't know anything about this. Had I known that you were my boyfriend's older sister, I would have never done something like punch you. I'm sorry to say, but that's not even close to the extent of your problems now. Huh? You shouldn't be punching people like that, no matter who they are to you. You are old enough now where you should be able to understand that, right? But you don't, and that's why you ended up punching me in the head. No way, all of this. My brother was being so nice to me by never saying anything to me when I bragged about my boyfriend. I had been looking everywhere for a man like your brother because I wanted someone just like my brother. I had finally found the king I'd been looking for so long. And my brother was the same way, thinking he had finally found the woman he wanted to have a very serious relationship with. That's why this time, after seeing the kind of person you really are, he will not be giving you a second chance. What the heck? You talk like you know everything and anything.
Gwen! Congratulations on finally being released from that hospital.
Thank you, Zane.
Hey, are you sure it's all right that I don't come out to see you right now? You still got those stitches in your head and you're only just recovering from your concussion, right?
I know, but my brother and my mom are here with me and will be taking me home. And you have a lot on your plate there right now, correct?
I suppose so. I know that you chose not to proceed with having the police get involved in all of this, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to be forgiving her any. I'll make sure she pays you for all your medical bills and the damages she caused to your head.
Good. I'd really appreciate that.
This hasn't even been the first time my sister's caused trouble like this. My parents have both been spoiling the hell out of her and never punished her for anything. But now they seem to have learned their lesson. So at the moment, they're talking with one of their friends who runs an offshore crabbing industry and seeing if maybe he'd take her.
An offshore crabbing industry? I've heard about crabbing, but what do you mean by it being offshore? Isn't all crabbing done on boats?
Not all of them, especially in this part of the state. However, my parents' friend runs a fleet of boats that are away from land for weeks at a time, fishing for crab, and he hires a lot of delinquents in order to try and turn their lives around. And considering my sister's a major delinquent, so that's where my parents want her to go and have her terrible attitude beat out of her.
Oh, well, that sounds like a great time for her.
So after what's happened to you because of her, it sounds like their friend will be more than happy to take her from us and turn her life around. And at the very least, even if she still doesn't learn her lesson after working out there in the middle of the ocean, she'll at least never have the chance of coming back into your life.
All right, I really hope so. So once she's gone, can I come back to see your parents and talk about getting married?
Gwen. You were assaulted by my sister and almost received some very traumatic brain damage, yet you still want to be married to me? Thank you.
Zane, thank you for having always wanted to be married to me, even with our age difference in mind. I look forward to being your wife.
And I look forward to being your husband.
Zane, I was just forced into a white van and am not being let out. One of them said I need to get to the harbor and on board their boat as soon as possible, but they won't tell me why. Why am I being taken away to some boat? And why haven't they taken my phone away or anything? Is this what Dad was talking about when he said I'd learn to love the taste and smell of the sea? Why can't I just stay home with Mom and Dad and do the chores there? I need to hurry up and find myself a new boyfriend to make my husband, or else it'll be too late for me. Zane, listen to me. Demi's dream was to always marry a man with a lot of money and a really good complexion, so that she could be a housewife and always have someone to brag about. In other words, she wanted a life where she didn't have to do anything besides spend his money while also feeling like she was special. But after her world came crashing down due to her immaturity and lack of understanding, she's now had her fate sealed working for a very tough company. Right now, she's living aboard a crabbing boat called the Slippery Nipple, where she is surrounded by a crew of men that range from being ex-convicts to those who never bettered themselves in any way and wound up there. And since she's the only female on board that boat, I am not too sure there will be anyone stopping those men from having their way with her. As for myself, I was finally able to sit down and talk with Zane's parents again, where we planned out our wedding and everything. Then, a few weeks after that, I was able to go back into the hospital where I had one more scan done on my head. And when they found that my skull had been healed up, they took out the staples and let me go. That day, I was also able to pay off all my hospital bills with the money Demi's parents had given me from her, and using the rest of the money she was forced to give me for the damages, I started paying for part of our wedding. And after 6 months had gone by, Zane and I officially got married and had the wedding. Of course, nobody invited Demi to the wedding, but it's not like she would have been able to come anyway, unless she was willing to swim all the way back into shore in her drenched butt to the wedding. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Gloria! Listen.
Good evening, Naomi. The workday is over now, so could this be something we talk about tomorrow?
Are you really turning 42 years old this year and getting married as well?
What? Oh no, you didn't. You found out about things way too soon. Who did you end up hearing that from?
Sometimes I'm able to hear the department manager and the section manager talking to one another while they're trying to be quiet. So those are the two I heard this from.
I see. They were told about this before by me, so they must have been chatting with one another about it. I was planning on letting everyone know in the department that I will be getting married as time went by, because I didn't really want everyone making such a big deal of it. I ask that you please keep this a secret from everyone for right now.
Who are you getting married to? Someone from inside the company?
Someone that is not related to this company in any way, actually. He really has nothing to do with this company in any shape or form, so I don't think you'll ever be able to meet him.
Is that so? Understood. I guess I'll be going then.
All right. I will see you tomorrow then.
Hey now! I just saw the man you're going to be getting married to, Gloria.
What? Hello again, Naomi. So, you just saw me with my fiancé or something? When?
Just a second ago, I saw him.
Are you sure?
You guys are having an early evening date right now, correct? Wow. He is so handsome, isn't he? I am so jealous of you, Gloria.
Who exactly are you talking about, Naomi? I have been in the office all day today, and haven't even gotten home yet.
There you go again. I know. You probably feel a little bit worried about telling me the truth, because you're in your 40s, and if your fiancé were to see a 19-year-old cutie like me, he'd fall for me instantly, right? You're scared of that happening, so you won't tell me anything about him, huh?
What? What are you going on about right now?
I'm sorry for being so young and cute right now.
Anywho, I haven't met with my fiancé at all today, because like I was saying, I'm still in the office right now. I'm not sure who you saw today that you think is my partner, but I've not been outside the office all day, and I have not been anywhere near him. I still have a bit of work to get to today, so I'll have to put my phone down now.
I knew it! Gloria, I saw you out on a date with that man today.
What?
I just walked by the both of you out in front of Frederick Station a second ago. You were both holding hands with one another, and as I was walking by, your fiancé looked at me and then looked away.
Good evening, Naomi.
I'll have you know right now that I've been seeing your fiancé a whole lot out here by Frederick Station. Sometimes with you and sometimes without you. He really is a piece of eye candy, isn't he? I'm so jealous of you, Gloria. Does he work over near the station right now? Or could that be where he's living at the moment?
Are you sure you're not mistaking my fiancé with someone else?
What?
I haven't been outside my house all day today, and I don't have any plans to see my fiancé today either. And I haven't even been near Frederick Station for a couple of months now. Also, my husband works on the other side of town, far away from that station, so I don't think he'd be over there at the time that you're saying. If you'd like me to try to clear things up for you, would you like to see a picture of my fiancé? Then you'll understand who my partner really is and won't have to keep getting things confused.
I know what you're trying to do here, Gloria. You're not going to send me a picture of some random man saying he's your fiancé, right?
You think I'd rather make things more confusing than they already are for you.
And that right there proves that you're going to show me a fake picture.
Then how can I get you to trust me?
If you really want to hide such a handsome man from me, you're going to have to stop going out with him around here. Now that I think about it, your guys' wedding is next week, isn't it? I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, I suppose it is.
I have completely taken a hold of your fiancé. It was way too easy stealing a handsome man like him from an old hag like you, Gloria. I'm so sorry, Gloria. But here's the thing. I realized after I saw you and who I thought was your fiancé at Frederick Station that you went and were with a different man who turns out to be your real fiancé. That's why you knew I was wrong about whatever man I had been seeing before. Anyway, when I saw you with your real fiancé, his eyes and mine met, and that's when I knew he was the one for me. And so I started waiting for the right opportunity to take him, and that opportunity just so happened to be today, on the day of your wedding at the chapel. Your fiancé really is the right man for me, and much more my type than that other guy I mistook him for. I just knew I had to steal him from you because there would be no other chances after today's wedding. And so I found him and took him with me to a hotel nearby. Oh, I am so happy, but also so sorry for what I've done. He's calling for me right now.
Huh? What is all of this?
Well, hello, Gloria. You're only now going to start replying back to me? Well, he and I just went to the courthouse and handed in our marriage forms.
Naomi, are you sure that man you're with was really supposed to be the groom at my wedding today?
I am 100% positive. And by the way, he's my husband now.
Is that so? Well, at least I understand things a little bit better now.
I am over the moon right now. Because of the man I made into my husband. But as for you, Gloria, you are already 42 years old now. I think it's best if you just give up on getting married now and find something else to do with your life. This man wanted to marry a 19-year-old cutie like me over some old and wrinkled up 42-year-old hag. He has even told me that himself. And that's why we just got married today.
I see. You went and did it to yourself. Things are going to become very rough for you soon. So, good luck.
I should be saying that to you right now. What the heck is going on here? My husband and I were just going at it in our hotel room and having the time of our life when the door swung open and some chick I've never even seen before barged in. Then she started going off about how the man who was on top of me was supposed to be her groom today.
Weren't you supposed to be the bride at today's wedding? Why is she talking to me like that when this man wasn't even hers to begin with? So she was able to find out where you both were and made her way into your room? Huh? Tell me what the heck is going on right now! Aren't you supposed to be the one who's getting married today? Nope. My fiancé, the groom at my wedding today, is named Rodney, and he is with me right now. He's not left my sight all morning, and even last night we both fell asleep together, so I know that he didn't go out overnight with anyone. What? Rodney? Who the heck is Rodney? Like I was saying, Rodney is my fiancé. Huh? Are you trying to say that the man you went and stole is not named Rodney at all? He's not Rodney. His name isn't even close to Rodney. Why did this happen? How? I really have no idea what's going on anymore, Gloria. Oh, so you're able to text with me again. Right now, both of my parents have me under their watch, but they are at least letting me use my phone for a little bit. I'm not even joking when I say I have no clue what has been going on here today. 1 second, I was at the hotel with a man I thought was my husband making love, and the next I'm being watched by my parents waiting for that woman to give us an answer to what'll happen next. Well, due to all the things you've ended up messing with today, Naomi, I'm going to have to give you this really long and annoying explanation. What happened with you is you not only mistook who my fiancé was at the time, but then you mistook another man for the man you had been mistaking, and this became the end result for you. What? I guess we can start back when you told me you were seeing my fiancé all around Frederick Station a while ago. Basically, who you were seeing walking around that station so much was my little sister from another mother and her partner. Your little sister? From another mother? And her partner? Back when I was just 2 years old, my parents had a lot going on that ended up in them getting a divorce, and I ended up going with my mother in the end. My father then got married to another woman, and they had 4 girls together, who all turned into my little sisters from another mother. Today I went and met with my dad and everyone at my wedding after such a long time of never seeing one another, and that's when he said I look a lot like his other daughters. What? And well, one of those little sisters of mine just so happens to live near Frederick Station with my dad, and she's the one that looks the most like me. Then who I saw was... That's right. You saw my little sister from another mother and her husband walking together. Huh? Anyway, I made sure to talk with her about all of this as well before today, and that's when I heard from my little sister that her and her husband thought they had a stalker following them a lot of the time. And that stalker just so happened to be you, ever since the first time you laid eyes on her husband. I'm a stalker to them? Now that I've made it clear to you that you've not been seeing my husband and I that whole time, but my sister and her husband, could you please leave them alone and stop stalking them? They have had to worry about why you've been following them around for weeks now, and said if you don't stop, they're going to get the police. So I really do recommend that you stop that. This can't be! And as for that chapel you went to today, looking for my husband, well, that wasn't even my wedding, and I wasn't even there. Huh? I get that today that wedding happened during the same time as my wedding, but besides that, they were held at different locations and had nothing to do with one another. Which means that groom which you took has nothing to do with me. I don't even know who he is, and he should not know who I am. Huh? I suppose that I have been to that wedding chapel once before, but I was only there to tour the place before my husband decided that we wouldn't be doing a traditional wedding inside a church, and would be having ours in a garden. So we were outside all day today, having our wedding, and we were not inside any kind of church. Now that you mention it, when I went into the church to find your husband, I saw the bride at the front, but she had a veil over her face, so I couldn't tell if she was you or not. Our wedding was being held out behind that church, actually. And when I went there to get changed, I heard talk about how someone ran off with the bride's groom. I felt so bad for her at the time. And after a little time went by, I got a message from you saying that you'd stolen my husband and all that. That's when I stood there in disbelief, thinking you might have been the one who'd done it. So I went and spoke with the planner of that wedding and asked her who the bride was so that I could talk with her. And that bride told me that the woman who had stolen her fiancé from her was you. Her fiancé's phone just so happened to have a GPS locating app on it that they could both use to watch where one another was, since they would go hiking a lot. So she could already tell where you were taking her fiancé. After I spoke with her, I went back to my wedding, and that's when we started our after party and danced. She ended up taking her parents and heading up for you guys at the hotel. And the rest you probably know. There you go. That's the best explanation I can give you right now, and the only one I'll be giving you.
What? What the heck?
By the way, when you saw that man's face, you could tell that he looked nothing like the man you'd seen before, right? You even sent me a message saying that I wasn't lying to you when I said that my fiancé at the time wasn't the man you had been seeing out at Frederick Station. Why did you still go after the groom when you knew something had to be wrong? And if you already had him in your hands by the time you noticed, why didn't you stop then and save yourself and that man all the trouble? Honestly, I don't have any clue what was going on inside your head today, and I'm not sure I'll ever understand.
I get what you're saying, but...
I'm very confused myself now. Maybe at the time you just went for him anyway because he was more your type, and you thought that he would have still been my fiancé. I'm not blaming you for everything, since he was willing to go with you to that hotel right when his wedding was starting. I don't understand. What was the point?
Because he told me that he loved me then, and I had no choice but to take him with me and run away.
Huh?
So listen, I wanted a man for myself, and since he was already in love with me, I couldn't let anyone else have him. And he felt the same way about me since I'm younger than his fiancé was, so he took the lead as we ran.
I see. Basically, you both had the same idea of running, and there was no room for either of you to think that what you were doing was completely insane.
What?
Anywho, things are going to become very difficult for you now. But you can't start asking me for help, because I really don't have a clue how to.
Huh? What? Wait, what? Why am I not able to work for this company anymore? And am I being fired now? I just finished my 3 months of training here, and was about to start taking my job very seriously.
Why are you whining to me about all of this instead of the people who are going to be firing you? Like the HR department or something. All I know about this is that you made just that big of a commotion that the company has thought twice about hiring a problem maker like you, and no longer wants you within its ranks. There has to be word around the office that while you'd been here, you were causing all kinds of trouble for the good-looking men here by asking them to go out with you or to marry you over and over again. I get that you are young, and right now is the time all of you guys want to date and find someone you really love. But this is a workplace, first of all, so it is very inappropriate for you to be doing anything like that here. And second of all, most of the men here are married or way too old for you anyway.
What? I was the one causing trouble.
I'm sorry, but could you please stop talking to me? It's really exhausting to have to talk to you all the time like this, and I have more important things in my life to deal with now, like my husband and such.
No way! Gloria!
I'm just gonna block you for good measure. Goodbye now.
Gloria!
Let's start with the wedding that Naomi ended up stealing the groom from. It turns out that the groom was more of a player than anything else and wasn't really interested in getting married anyway. So when a younger and good-looking girl like Naomi came up to him saying that she was in love with him, he saw that was his chance to get out of marrying his fiancée and ran away with her. They were both so fond of one another that it really made the statement of love at first sight very real. And due to that, they both got married right away at the courthouse without even thinking of what would happen next. In the end, after they were both found by the fiancé of the groom which Naomi had stolen, both Naomi and her husband were now exiled to everyone they knew. And not only that, but the both of them had to pay settlements of around $100,000, which in the end put the both of them in debt. When they both had been put into that kind of debt, they finally opened their eyes to the reality they had both just put themselves in. Not too long after the settlements had been paid off, and then having to start paying off the debt they had both gotten into, their relationship began to deteriorate. It started with the two of them always yelling and screaming at one another in the apartment they moved into about things like who was to blame for jumping the gun on getting married, and who was to blame on running away from the wedding in the first place. There were plenty of noise complaints from all the neighbors there. And at one point, the landlord even came and told them they'd be evicted if they didn't figure things out. However, that warning from the landlord only seemed to make things worse, as yelling and screaming turned to slapping and punching one another, until one day their physical fight went way overboard and the police had to be called. Naomi's husband ended up hitting her so hard that it knocked out 5 of her teeth, and that caused her to scream one of the most blood-curdling screams that apartment complex had ever heard. They were both placed under arrest for domestic abuse, and both looked like they had been fighting MMA when the police took pictures of them. This led to the both of them being hit with some charges but no jail time. And after all that had been settled, they got a divorce and went their separate ways. Since then, there is not a single person who knows about what happened to the both of them.
Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought about the story. We look forward to seeing you in the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.